presentation seminar is on exploring smart, efficient, robust routing algorithm for WANET. So WANET is nothing but the vehicular ad hoc network. Before that, my guide is Dr. Manali Shirsagar Madam, Principal at SDMP College, Nagpur. Outline of my project is briefly stated here. Introduction, current challenges, literature survey, protocols used in WANET, problems removed from the proposed solution. There are two methods I have proposed, that is selective broadcast alert packet method and multicast alert packet method. Then results graph, comparison and analysis, conclusion, future scope, references and publications. So firstly, the introduction over the WANET. WANET is nothing but a vehicular ad hoc network. So currently it has become the most popular topic in the academicians and the researchers, as everyone make use of vehicles. So the four-wheelers are mostly used. If they are communicated, then it becomes more significant to the user. So basically there are three categories: vehicle-to-vehicle communication, vehicle-to-infrastructure communication, and infrastructure-to-infrastructure communication. So it is an intelligent transport system. WANET has been emerged from the MANET, that is mobile ad hoc network. But it differs in mobile ad hoc network in the constraint that the WANET has a constraint to the predefined routes. It has to the drivers has to drive the vehicles on the predefined road. Then there are some speed limits are there. Then some signals, traffic signals, traffic lights are there, which is not there in the mobile ad hoc network. So vehicle velocities are also restricted in the speed limits. Now then, characteristics of the WANET. So frequent disconnected network, high dynamic topology, mobility modeling prediction, communication environment, hard delay constraint, interaction with onboard sensor. These are the main characteristics of the vehicular ad hoc network. So frequent disconnected network. Within every 5 seconds the vehicle has to get a new connectivity and the speed of the node is very large. Then topology, high dynamic topology of the vehicular ad hoc network. Mobility, modeling and prediction, that is the node's movement and the position must be known while the WANET is executed. Then communication environment. So CP to highway environment is different. Hard delay constraint means the instant delivery of the message should be done by the WANET. Then interaction with onboard sensors. There are some applications of the WANET. WANET mainly helps the driver while driving the vehicle for avoiding the collisions. So safety to the driver is given. Then driver can coordinate among other drivers about the critical points, about the intersection on the road, highway entries, and the road information. Accidents are disseminated among the vehicles. What are the current challenges? The current challenges are: congestion occurs in the WANET network. Therefore, broadcast storm problems occur. Then, high dynamic topology, hard delay constraints. Whatever are the characteristics we have specified, those are the challenges. Some of those are the challenges of the WANET. Radio interference in transmitting the data. Traffic congestion due to wrong message delivery to unwanted vehicles is occurred. Routing performance degrades because of the longer path, resulting higher delays. Effective communication link is not possible. And mobility modeling prediction needed the knowledge of node movement and their position. packets at times delivered to some wrong nodes. Latency is high, throughput is low, last day deployment is not possible, hardware cost is high. It is difficult to get the relative position between vehicles. Node mobility can induce routing loops. As the VANET extended at different level and many researchers working on it, due to lack of real-time implementation, one cannot understand the real problems and the real-time scenario issues. V2V is the most demanded scenario for communication, but with whom to communicate is the issue. The obstacles such as trees, hills near the road affect the V2V communication and causes lowest throughput ratios compared to the highway and urban environment. So there are too many challenges which has been listed in the VANET. After that, the problem statement. Here the broadcast storm problem which has been recovered in my work. Then the mobile nodes are made free from the overhead. Mobility prediction has been designed. Network speed is increased. Long routing problem and the route maintenance which is constantly required by the topologies. So the reduction of routing process increase the efficiency of VANET. So the routing process has reduced to a large extent. Then literature survey. Some of the papers which I have referred. The first is modeling emergency messaging for car accident over dichotomized gateway model in vehicular ad hoc network. So here the author has proposed the collision avoidance system using emergency message transmission, and it assists the drivers to reach the before reaching the dangerous zone with the help of that emergency messaging services. Another paper, enhancing VANET connectivity through roadside units on highways. Here the roadside units are deployed, and the author has proposed some routing performance for safety applications. The next paper is relative positioning enhancement in VANET. Here the data fusion algorithm is being used by the author, and pseudo ranges are taken, and cooperative positioning method is used. In the next paper, usefulness of the multicast routing protocols for VANET. Here the multicast routing protocols has been used, and the usefulness of multicast routing protocols has been covered by the author. Then the prediction based routing for vehicular ad hoc network. Here the formula the author has taken for the link time. Then prediction, the extra bonus second has been added for the connectivity if the vehicles are moving in the same direction, and the bonus seconds are reduced if the vehicles are moving in an opposite direction. In the stable routing protocol, next paper, the method used by the author is receive on most stable group path. So grouping of all intersections is done, and another formula has been suggested by the author. So likewise, there are different papers which have been referred in the literature survey, multi-operate transmission, measurement on real-time video streaming over DSRC devices, then the research of wave architecture-based vehicles to vehicle communication technology of intelligent transportation system. Here in the wave architecture is, in this last paper, the wave architecture has been given by the author. Then the protocol use is 1609 IEEE protocol is used. There are number of protocols. Then we see the number of protocols which is used for application to VANET. So basically there are three categories, three classification, that is proactive protocol, reactive protocol, and location based protocol. In proactive protocol, the route is predefined. In the reactive protocol, the route formation is done on the demand basis, and in the location based protocol, the location information is fetched by the vehicles. Again, there are basic three types: unicast, multicast. Under these three classification, unicast, multicast, and broadcast type of protocols. In the unicast type of protocols, we have different categories: minimum delay routing protocol and delay bounded routing protocol. In the minimum delay routing protocol, we we have different protocols like WAT, CAR, RO and SGP, which we have seen some of, we will be seeing the multicast protocol. Under that we have DRG, 4G, Digicaster, spatiotemporal multicast protocol in the broadcast category, that is for all-to-all communication. There are another protocol like CBcast, UMP, Broadcom based communication and all. So one by one we'll see in a break how the protocol works. The geographic routing protocol, it takes the geo-routing, position-based routing information. It has further two categories, phase routing and greedy forwarding. So phase routing, this diagram is shown. The message is transmitted over the faces of the communication graph from source to destination. Then greedy forwarding variants. Source to destination, there are number of choices for forwarding the packets. Cluster based routing, the different clusters are there in which the messages are forwarded between the source and destination nodes.
Can you come to your original configuration, what you have done specifically?
So the problems, there are too many problems while considering the WANET. So problems removed in the proposed solution is efficiency of the WANET network has been improved, the congestion is reduced in the network, broadcast on problem is reduced, node over is reduced. Now there are two methods, that is selective broadcast alert packet method and the multicast alert packet method. In the selective broadcast alert, this is the proposed solution, selective broadcast alert packet method and multicast alert packet method. In this, initially we have created the random number of nodes, give the logical paths, left, right, north, south, then give the mobility, direction, speed to the nodes, divide the nodes in different groups and group the nodes moving in the same direction. If the nodes is a failure node, then detect that failure node and then redirect the traffic considering the failed node and assign the new groups connectivity. So this is a design scenario of selective broadcast alert packet method in which we have considered the range and the number of nodes are there. So the nodes which are coming under the range, only the communication is performed with those nodes. So some nodes are within the range, some nodes are out of range. So the nodes which are within the range, only those nodes gets communicated. So V2V traffic and V2I traffic is performed. In the V2V normal message transfer takes place among the nodes, we call it as an intra-cell communication, and in the I2V network, cell-to-cell communication is performed with the help of roadside units. So here the location of the nodes has been taken with the help of GPS device, with the help of latitude longitude information. Then the relative position with respect to the traveling direction has been fetched from the GPS device with the help of this geocompass. Then bearing calculation is performed in which the angular distance or the angle of the object is measured. So here the India stands at 68 degrees of the on the earth. Now we see the accident scenario, how the angles has been measured between the number of nodes which are moving in the field of interest. So suppose there are three nodes A, B, C. B is a failure node and C and A are the nodes in the path of the failure node. Then the angle is measured with respect to B, the angle for C is taken and the angle for A is measured. So the angle to C is less than the angle to A. So it is detected that the C is a leading vehicle if the direction of moving the vehicle is east and the A is coming from the back. So the alert message will go to the node A. And while geo-traveling, all the points on the vehicles, all the positions of the vehicles are continuously tracked using the GPS points. We can say, we call it as a geo-traveling, in which every location is measured, the distance is measured between them and the angle is measured, direction has been detected. Then the lifetime of link has been taken for performing the execution of WANET, in which we know the speed and the distance of each node. So depending upon that, we can find the link time of the node. So link time of the node and the total approximate travel distance on the road. So using that total approximate travel distance and the velocities of the nodes, we can find the link time among nodes. So these are the parameters of my proposed method, that is traveling direction, bearing angle, link distance, position of nodes, lifetime length, vector velocity, communication transmission range, number of links. Network latency, retransmission, hop, energy, throughput are also considered. So the algorithm is divided into 5 modules. Module 1 defines the parameter, module 2 defines the nodes, module 3 defines and initialize all the counters, module 4 provides the wireless link interface, module 5 new group and add group technology is added. So this is about all the algorithms of the selective broadcast alert packet method. What are the parameters, what is the ranges of the nodes, what is the ranges of the road, those are all, the limits are all defined, what is the speed limits, and then the actual transmission takes place. So new group and leaving the group and joining the new group. So here RSC units will be there, then I2B communication will be performed, then P2B communication will be performed among the nodes. So initially the A will broadcast the message to the nearby nodes B, C, D. Then we will broadcast the same message to the A, C, D. So every time the counter is set, the packet is new, then only the broadcasting is performed. If the packet is old, then broadcasting is not performed. Only the listen mode, the node will go into the listen mode. So all the modules are performed under the selective broadcast alert packet method. For leaving group and joining group, again the angle has been taken for the nodes, direction has been taken for the nodes, distance has been measured, node to node distance has been measured, and depending upon that the messages are forwarded, alert messages are forwarded. So how the broadcast on problem, here the broadcast on, in case to the broadcast on problem is shown. So here this is the road structure in which number of nodes are moving here and there. So each node will broadcast the message to every node. So due to that the traffic will be increased and the congestion will occur in the network. So we remove the congestion in the network in the next slide by reducing the network traffic. So how to reduce the network traffic? We are making the grouping of the nodes. So grouping of the node is performed on the road. So the nodes which are nearby to each other, only those nodes are grouped. So here the nodes AB is grouped, then node DCE is grouped because they are on the same direction, same path and the nearby vehicles. Then node MN are grouped, node KL are grouped, IJ are grouped, HT are grouped and CG is grouped. So initially the node BA is grouped and A is not in the CG group. Now A wants to turn its direction from left to right. So it will change its group. So from BA it will add the new group, that is A has joined the new group which is AC and G, and B becomes the individual. B becomes only a single node in a group. So like that the grouping has been performed, and once the node comes or enters in a particular group, then only the communication is performed. Not all times all the nodes are communicated, because there is actually no need to communicate the farthest node unnecessarily while driving on the road. So network traffic unnecessarily get congested. So only the nearby vehicles are required to be communicated for sharing the information, for sharing some common interest of the drivers or vehicles. So here the grouping has been changed and the new grouping is shown, that is DCE, ECG, HP, IJ and KL. So this is the selective broadcast alert packet method. The second method is multicast alert packet method. Here the angle is measured, grouping is decided, affected vehicles are decided, and the alert message is sent to the affected vehicles. So the algorithm for the multicast alert packet method, here every node is traced, whether it is a moving node or whether it is a steady state node. Once the position of the node is traced and the whether the node is steady or the moving node that has been traced, then the angle of the node is measured with respect to, if the node is a failure node, then with respect to that failure node, all the nodes nearby to it are measured. The angle to the nearby nodes are measured, and the nodes which are affecting, only those nodes are traced out, and those nodes are informed about the information of the accident. So this scenario has been shown. The node X has an accident, and the nodes I, J, K, L, M are ahead of those X vehicle, and the nodes A, B, C, D, E are coming from the behind of the node X. So here the alert will go to only the back vehicles and not the front vehicles, because the traffic will get affected with only the back vehicles. The nodes which are coming from behind, and nodes which are already moved or already in front of that failure node will not get affected. So there is no need to send the alert message to the nodes which are moving in front of the affected node. Only the nodes which are coming from behind, the alert message will go to those nodes only.
You are simulating this environment in which platform? Using MATLAB only? Codes are also in MATLAB, as far as I can see.
I used MATLAB with Visual C, C#.
Yeah, but you are not using NS2 or NS2?
No sir, not NS2. I have not used, earlier I was tried there.
Why you are not using NS2? These kind of codes must be okay.
Yes, there are simulators, but initially I was trying in MATLAB. Then I got too many parameter values in the MATLAB. So then I tried.
But NS2 gives you some modular approaches and it can keep your code simpler also. But I don't know, I mean these distribution of nodes and this environment, you created it all or you just taken it from some standard paper?
No. I have created it. I have not taken it from the paper. In the paper the concepts are there, but this concept is also not, I have referred not anywhere, because this is my work, sir. I have read the concept of routing techniques, different protocols.
That's fine, but then how you are comparing with other algorithms? You are running those algorithms also in this environment only?
Those algorithms,
what other state-of-the-art algorithms you have compared with?
I have taken different parameters for the comparison. So how they are producing the output while executing the method of their research work, and how my work is giving the output. Because the method is totally different, sir.
The methods are totally different, but
yes, because therefore we cannot take all those parameters and all the method process in my work. Their method is different, my method is different. So exactly they cannot be compared.
But both of you are solving the same kind of problems.
So
you should compare on a homogeneous environment.
Yes, I have given the comparison at the end of the paper.
Okay, move on.
I have given the comparison, sir. So this is my main window, the screenshot, and these are the nodes in the screenshots which are making the group among the nodes which are the nearby nodes with each other, and the grouping is not performed with the far away nodes. And the nodes moving or changing the direction on the road are joined to the new groups. So the new grouping has been shown, and with the different protocols, AODP and the CBR method, which has been used in many of the research papers. The authors are using the protocols AODP and CBR for applying the while, and I have created my protocol, that is selective broadcast alert packet method. So what happens in the other paper, they have given the long route process, which I have reduced in my work. I have not given the long route process because there are a lot of disadvantages while maintaining the long route, and and while passing the data from one node to the long distance node, and unnecessarily the traffic get disturbed. So only within a short route and using a direct cell-to-cell communication, I have performed the vehicle-to-vehicle communication and infrastructure-to-vehicle communication. And again, since I am not giving the long route, so rest of 50% of the problems are recovered, which is been occurring in the existing methods of the regular ad hoc network. So 50% problems means packet collision, traffic congestion, broadcast from problems. All these problems are recovered if the length of the route is made short, and if the alert will send some particular packets only. So here the suppose 10 nodes are taken. So xy coordinates, values of the xy coordinate has been shown. Then link time has been shown in this diagram. The vector is created for showing the link between the nodes. So here 10 to 10 matrix is created, and each node how it is linked with other node is being shown. So link value is shown. So 1 to 2 link value is 6.02 second. So same 6.02 second is shown here 2 to 1. So if you see this total table, we come to know that each node is linked with the other node for some few seconds. So for that few seconds, we can show the connectivity among the nodes, and each node with itself has a larger connectivity. So the diagonal values are constant because the each node will keep in connection with itself all the time. But with other nodes, it has to move the connectivity when the speed of the vehicle is large, when the vehicle is moving to the other side of the road and not in the same direction. So this is the link time is given, then link distance is given. So node to node distance is measured. So here node 1 is at distance 75, node 1 with 2 is at 54, and so on. So all the 10 nodes distance is measured. Then the benefits of SDMPM method is only the nodes moving in one direction is broadcasting packet to each other. The long path problem is recovered. Topology maintenance problem is recovered. The node with a minimum distance node is connected only. Connectivity is not required with the nodes moving in other direction or the nodes far away. Therefore, we reduce the communication overhead of the node. Node mobility prediction is designed well. Then congestion is reduced in the network. Smooth traffic flow is provided. Node mobility prediction is set well. The conclusion.
All nodes are not aware of the congestion.
No, all nodes are not connected, sir, actually, because we want to recover the long path maintenance problem. So there are huge number of problems occurring in the long route maintenance. So we want to reduce the path and we want to provide the all-time connectivity to all the nodes. Our aim is to communicate the nodes. All the nodes should get communicated and the information should be shared among all the nodes. So instead of maintaining the long route, we are providing the short route and the connectivity is being provided. So only within a cell the groups are communicated and broadcasting the packets to each other. So here the accident possibilities are recovered because the nodes are instantly informed, immediately informed among the nodes, and the message is forwarded immediately with the help of infrastructure node and with the help of vehicle node. So the packet collision is reduced. Traffic congestion is also reduced. So in the new protocol, long route is not compulsory. Then separate clusters are constantly maintained. Packet can simply interconnect to and fro among the nodes. The route will not fail any. In my method, the route will not fail anytime. But in other techniques, as you said, sir, cluster-based routing, location-based routing, GPS or AODV, in all these methods, they are forming a long route. So though the roots are there, everything is there, but the problem is the link breakage. So every time the link gets break, and after the link gets break only the root formation is done, whether in the proactive protocol or whether in the reactive protocol. Some protocols are providing the predefined roots, and some protocols are forming the roots instantly. But link break information is not stored in the protocol. So root maintenance is performed after the link break occurs in the methods. So here the link break information we stored first, and then the other information is stored for passing the other information is covered for communicating among the nodes between vehicle to vehicle and vehicle to infrastructure. So here and again in the long routing process, if there is not any neighbor, then the route fails. So that is again a main disadvantage of the long routing method. So the neighboring node must be there. Depending upon that node only the node's packet gets forward to the another node. But here we have reduced the path to a direct node to node and within a cell. We have limited the path within a cell. So we don't require to forward the packet to a long remote distant node. We forward the packet to the remote distant node with the help of roadside unit for some special information or for some emergency alert. For normal message communication, only the short route communication is performed. So the feature scope is spectrum shortage security may be provided to the network. These are the compared graphs with other protocols. The connectivity is continuously shown among the nodes in the SDATM method, while in other methods the connectivity is very less. The nodes get rupture along the path. With respect to the number of methods which has been used by the authors for implementing the VANET. So path breaks is also very less in our protocol. Path break does not occur, while the path break is large in the another methods. These are the references. The base papers. These are some of the journals which I have referred. International Journal of.
How many publications you have done from this?
Sir, total I have published 15 papers.
How many journal papers are there?
Journals are 15.
15 journal papers. And out of these 15 journals, what is the core journal of devoted to wireless computing or mobile computing or ad hoc networks that you have published? I can see all these journals are very broad. There is one, the International Mobile and Ad Hoc Network. Who are the publishers?
And
I can see only one, International Journal of Mobile and Ad Hoc Network. That is kind of the core, I mean, related to subject. Otherwise, why are you submitting in all these computer science and information so broad and you can, they can accept anything, nearly anything under the sun. Another thing is now, the work is good actually, the implementation is also really, everything is fine. First thing is, you need to try to mathematically show the advantages or proof that your algorithm is able to avoid packet collision and things like that. If you go through any paper in leading say activity transactions on regular technology, you will see that when they give an algorithm, they try to justify it mathematically. By doing some mathematics, they try to show that under some limited assumptions, their algorithm has some advantage. Such a thing is missing.
I have shown mathematics.
And another thing is this thesis, if you, this thesis, is it the final copy of your thesis? This thesis probably requires some reorganization because at some pages the font sizes are typically very poor. In some cases the equations cannot be read. There is also problems with equation numbers, you see this font size and the font size in other pages. The tables are also spread across different pages. Try to organize these things a little bit. That is very good. Anyway, thank you very much.